Welcome to the 1963 Willow Springs 100. 12 cars will be competing in this 40-lap race.
Welcome to a new episode of SuperCharged. This icon was born on the 60s when both an American and European racing teams combined together. The definition of two-seat roadsters. The definition of American muscle on a British frame. So, tighten up your racing harnesses and turn on that supercharger because we're going for a ride. This is everything you need to know about the Shelby Cobra. The AC Cobra, sold as a Shelby Cobra in the United States, is a British-American sports car with a Ford V8 engine produced fragmentary in both the UK and the US since 1962. Like many British manufacturers, the AC cars had been using the Bristol Straight 6 engine in its small volume production, including the AC Ace, which is a two-seat roadster. And for those who do not know who and what is a Bristol is a small-scale car manufacturer from England.
He's a real kart enthusiast. The kart is actually a simplified race car. They're powered by an adapted chainsaw engine and developed from 8.5 to 9 horsepower in their stock form. They rev up over 12,000 revolutions per minute and average 45 to 70 miles per hour in a race.
This had a hand-built body with a steel tube frame and aluminum body panels that were made using the English wheeling machine. The engine was a pre-World War II design by BMW, which by the 1960s was considered dated. Bristol decided in 1961 to cease production of its engine and instead to use the Chrysler 313 cubic inch or 5.1 liter V8 engine. AC started using the 159 cubic inch or 2.6 liter Ford Cypher engine in its cars. In September 1961, American automotive designer Carroll Shelby,
My name's Carroll Shelby and performance is my business.
Carroll Shelby wrote to AC asking if they would build him a car modified to accept a V8 engine. Bristol engines for the AC Ace two-seater sports cars have been recently discontinued. AC agreed, provided a suitable engine could be found. Shelby went to Chevrolet to see if they would provide him with engines, but not wanting to add competition to the Corvette, they said no. Simple. However, Ford wanted a car that would compete with the Corvette, and they happened to have a brand new engine which could be used in this endeavor. A Windsor 221 cubic inch or 3.6 liter engine, which is a lightweight, thin wall cast, small block V8. Ford provided Shelby with two engines. In January 1962, mechanics at AC Cars in Thames Ditton, Surrey, designed the AC Ace 3.6 prototype with chassis number CSX 2000. AC had already made most of the modifications needed for the small block V8 when they installed the 159 cubic inch or 2.6 liter inline 6 Ford Cypher engine, including the extensive rework of the AC Ace's front end bodywork. The only modification of the front end of the first Cobra from that of the AC Ace 2.6 was a steering box, which had to be moved outward to clear the fat V8 engine. The most important modification was a fitting of a stronger rear-end differential to handle the increased engine power. After testing the modification, the engine and the transmission were removed and the chassis was sent to Shelby in Los Angeles on 2nd February 1962. By this time, the small block's displacement was increased to 260 cubic inch. Shelby's team paired this engine along with the transmission into CSX 2000 in less than 8 hours at Dean Moon's shop in Santa Fe Springs, California, and began road testing. Shelby experimented with a larger Ford FE engine of a 390 cubic inch or 6.4 liter in chassis number CSX 2196. Unfortunately, the car was not able to receive the development it needed, as resources were aimed at taking the crown from Ferrari in GT class. Ken Miles. He drove and raced the FE-powered Mark II at Sebring and pronounced the car virtually undrivable, naming it the Turd. It failed to finish with the engine expiring due to damper failure. CSX 2196 was revised at the showdown at Nassau, which allowed a more relaxed class division of racing. This allowed the GT Cobras to run with the prototype Ford GT, GM Grand Sport Corvettes, and the Lola Mark VI. It was for this event in 1964 that the flip-top Cobra was used. An aluminium 390 cubic inch or 6.4 liter engine was used. It was extremely fast. However, the car failed to finish due to brake problems. A new chassis was required, developed and designated as Mark III. The new car was designed in cooperation with Ford in Detroit. The new car also had wide fenders and a larger radiator opening. It was powered by the side-oiler Ford 427 cubic inch or 7 liter FE engine, equipped with a single 4-barrel 780 CFM Holley carburetors rated at 425 bhp at 6000 rpm, which provided a top speed of 264 km an hour in the standard model. The more powerful tune of 485 bhp with a top speed of 298 km an hour in the SC competition model. Shelby offered a drag racing package known as a Dragon Snake, which won several NHRA racing events, with Bruce Larson or Ed Hedrick at the wheel of a CSX 2093. Only 6 289 Dragon Snake Cobras were produced by the factory. Cobras were also prepared by customers using the drag package. CSX 3159 was named as a King Cobra. Designed for autocross events, only 2 examples were produced. Both had white exterior paints and red leather interiors. CSX 2522 was named the Salom Special and the CSX 2537 was named the Salom Snake. Equipped almost identical to CSX 2522, the second example had aluminum valve covers, a tuned air cleaner, a Smith's heater, seat belts, front and rear brake cooling ducts, a hood scoop, brake cooling scoops, side exhaust and a painted roll bar. Suspension options included a Koni shock absorbers, front and rear anti-sway bars, unpolished 6-inch magnesium pin drive wheels and a Goodyear Blue Streak sports car special tires. In 1966, CSX 3015 SC was selected and converted into a special model called the Super Snake, the Cobra to end all Cobras. Originally part of a European promotional tour before its conversion. This conversion called for making the original racing model a street legal with mufflers, a windshield and a bumper amongst other modifications. But some things were not modified, including the racing rear end, brakes and headers. The most notable modification is the addition of a twin Paxton SuperChargers.